would be financially whole or close to financially whole while they were on leave. And we were able to do that thanks to the Federal CARES Act unemployment benefit. Nevertheless, it is not easy to be put on leave, whether you're financially whole or not. And we want to recognize how important these employees are, what the incredible job that they do when they are working for us, how integral they are to our operation. And we cannot wait to have them back when we're running our government at full speed again. Lastly, I have one more financial item to brief you on, and that is that this past week, Council voted to extend the date that county taxes are due. We had previously extended to April 30th, but now we extended further to September 30th. So your Delaware County taxes at face value are due on September 30th. Previously, we had extended the discount rate date to April 30th, and that will remain the same. But we have further extended the date to pay till September 30th. With that, I am going to ask my colleague Christine Ruther to give you a few more updates.
Thank you, Elaine. I'm sorry, I was, it's a hazard of these Zoom meetings. I'm learning that we have to remember to unmute ourselves. And unfortunately, my dog Larry is not barking for his dinner at the moment, so we don't have to listen to him anymore. But you've been hearing all of us as we're talking. We've been really talking with reference to departments and areas of the county where we serve as liaisons. And that means that we're the council people who try to touch base most frequently with the department or the agency or the board or whatever it is. So that's why you've been hearing from the people you've been hearing from around the issues you've been hearing from. I'm one of the liaisons. I am the liaison for Fair Acres, which is the county's nursing home. And I think one of the things that you'll know if you're following the state data is that long-term care facilities are an area of tremendous concern for the Chester County Health Department, for the Department of Emergency Services, and for all of us here at the county. People have been doing a tremendous job and really going above and beyond to try to reach out to our long-term care facilities and find out how they're doing and what needs they might be having that are unmet. And this goes beyond just our senior long-term care. It goes to congregate care homes as well, because if you look at the numbers, a lot of times people who have disabilities or have intellectual and cognitive differences that require them to live in a living situation that needs more support, they would be group homes. And those situations are also dealing with a lot of challenges because of COVID-19. And we're trying to make sure they have what they need. And, as a county, we ultimately have some responsibility on the back end if they don't have what they need. So there's been a tremendous outreach effort, and I just want to extend my thank you to the Department of Emergency Services, Mr. Boyce and his team for all the work they're doing. Delaware County's nursing home, Fair Acres, has actually, comparatively speaking, been doing rather well. And I do get a daily report, and I'd like to just share with you some of the information from that. They've had a plan in place for, they have it, they always have it in place for dealing with infectious diseases. And in fact, they were on what I'll call their quarantine protocol back in February before COVID hit Pennsylvania because of the flu. They have vulnerable residents, and so they were really restricting visitors. They are still restricting visitors with very limited circumstances, families whose loved ones are really in the final stages of their care. And, they are making exceptions. I spoke to one family member who had to go see her mom kind of in full PPE, looking like she was something out of the movie, The Andromeda Strain. And I date myself by saying that, but, really, that she was able to be with her mother. It is that kind of situation where visits are happening. Otherwise, they are not. And it's for the protection of the residents. The staff there has been doing a tremendous job. And just to give you an idea, when you look at the numbers and you see them, at Fair Acres, as of late last night when I got the last update from Fair Acres, there'd been, from the time this epidemic started and hit Delaware County, there have been a total of 25 identified positive residents, most of whom are recovering already. To my knowledge, there was one resident who was not COVID positive when they were sent to the hospital. They were sent to the hospital because of other ailments and actually contracted COVID while they were there, but and did pass away. But that's the only resident from Fair Acres who's passed away and did not get COVID at Fair Acres. The number, that 25 residents.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're good.
So let's then fall over.
Okay. All right, cool. You doing all right? Be careful. Good? Everything good? Okay. All right, great. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Friday. It is Friday, April the 24th. For those of you who are counting, this is the end of week 7 here in Montgomery County. We were notified of our first 2 cases in this county